My favorite anime of all time, hands down, is Slayers. I love the D&D setting, because it was based on a D&D game. The swords, the sorcery, the dragons, and a really cool lead protagonist who doesn't believe in the phrase overkill. Sadly though, as popular as the anime was in the 90s, my options in Lina Inverse figures are surprisingly low. This is from a figure line by Bandai called Lmfigure, a short-lived series focusing on female protagonists of 90s anime. At 8 inches tall, it's a good-sized figurine, but doesn't scale well with any other collector's line I know of. The sculpting is done really well. Even for 1997, you can tell Bandai knew how to sculpt an anime character. It's based on her appearance from Slayer's Try, so the ornaments she gained in that series are present here, along with all of her other must-have details. The cape is probably what stands out the most, coming from the front of her shoulders all the way to the back. It's a great piece. I like that it hangs down and only has a few curves to it, looking more natural when most would be tempted to give it a windswept look and a lot of wrinkles. A lot of the little details are here too. In particular, I like that they remembered her dagger hanging off her belt. The face is nicely sculpted. There's a ridge for her teeth, earrings are hanging off of her ears, and especially the hair, which has a lot of wild curves and stray strands that are all represented here. Although my Lina has this weird blot of purple on her head. I thought it was a hair clip at first. Speaking of paint, it's all here in various colors, all accordingly matched. It's not up to modern standards in some places though, like the yellow on her shirt being oversprayed, and the hairband on the back of her head being rough around the edges. It's all here, it's just not as clean as you'd get today. But for 1997, it was probably great. And really, for what it is, still is great. One thing I'm not a fan of, when she's flat-footed on her display base, she kinda leans forward. Her torso's upright, but the legs go back. And I understand that's a very anime stance to be in, but it makes me feel like she's going to start bending forward at the ankles on me. Complementing her is a mini, chibi-formed Gowry, in a comical form that has popped up in the show before if memory serves correctly. He's happy and waving at someone in the distance, and while I'd prefer a full-size Gowry to go with Lina, he makes a nice little bonus. Even he's well detailed. Sure, it's all simplified, but the paint's done right, the armor's all sculpted, and the mouth's even molded in when they simply could have painted it on. It's the best figure Lina ever got, which is unfortunate since it has no articulation. And despite being so popular in the 90s and having a 2-season show come out in 2008, no new toys, no Figma, no Figuart, nothing. Why can I get high-end articulated figures from animes that only had 5 episodes, but I can't get a single one from an anime that had 5 seasons? It's infuriating. The only other things I ever found were some candy toy releases, which are stupid expensive, and some garage kits made of resin that are unpainted, unassembled, and stupidly expensive. You want to know the one option I ever found for an articulated Lina Inverse? There you go. That's what it looks like. There is no justice in this world. But you know what? There are more toys. When we open tomorrow's present, we're going back to Transformers.